Hussbus bus stop.
JP Hussey here of the Hussey Team Mortgage Advisors with this week's
Hussbus bus stop.
Hope you guys are well. Today we're going to break it down and get back to basics. All right, so it's always good to get back to basics, understand all the ins and outs of mortgages, right, which are complex, but getting back to the basics, just simply knowing your options, because sometimes people forget that. I forget that not everyone's in my industry, right? So it's good to break it back down. So here's the big one that over the years people always forget about, or they have a certain perception of what they need to buy a house in terms of money out of pocket and their payment, right? We've always talked about budget, right? And break evens. The biggest things are, what is my payment? How much money do I need? Okay? Now you can get into long-term, short-term goals. I get that. Happy to do that. But that is the beginning of looking at buying a house. That's what everyone usually thinks about and what they want to know. So the biggest thing is, and the biggest myth is, you do not need 20% down to buy a house. All right? You could go 3%, right? That's usually going to be for first-time home buyers. 5%, 10%, 7%, 15%, 17%, whatever it is, right? We can cut that up for you. You also don't have to fall in those buckets. Has to be 3, has to be 5, has to be 10. Like I'm saying, you can go 8, 7, whatever it is, okay? But first-time home buyers, many times can go as little as 3% down. So I want to do a quick scenario, all right, around the numbers there in a simple format, all right, showing you some differences. Because a lot of people think they got to save up 20%, or their mom or dad, their grandparents say you need 20%, all right. Take advice from them, but also talk to your trusted advisor about how it is today. Because this industry changes all the time. There's always more options, okay? So let's break one down to put it into perspective, all right? So you can't really see my sheet here, but let's take a $500,000 purchase, all right? If you're going to put 20% down, that's $100,000. If you go, let's just cut that in half, 10% down, all right, remember, it's all about what you want your payments to be, 10% down, that's only $50,000 in the down payment, all right? So there's a $50,000 difference right there, okay? Now, but JP, what are my payments going to be? If I put less money down, that means my loan amount's going to be higher. I might have that dreaded PMI, which, let me tell you about that. The PMI rates are so much lower. The better credit score you have, it's so low, I wouldn't even worry about that. It just goes in your payment, forget about it, and it can go away on conventional loans. All right, so let's break this down. Forget about the PMI. Get that out of your head for now, because it's all about what your payment is and how much money you need. All right, so $500,000 purchase, 20% down is $100,000. 10% down, $50,000. Here's the difference in payment. Difference in a monthly payment on this scenario, $360 a month. But JP, it's $360, dollars extra a month. Hey, but you have 50 grand in the bank, extra 50 grand. So God forbid something happens, you got that extra money to make up for that 360. But what I've seen most people do is, all right, because most people believe in themselves, homeowners believe in themselves, they've taken a risk here, they're betting on themselves, they're probably going to make more money as they get older. That 360 is nothing, but that 50K in the bank could be something. But let's even take it a bit further, all right? If you do simply 50,000, right? That's the difference, right? 50,000, I think you can see it. I don't think it's backwards. 50,000, that's the difference, right? Divided by 360, that's the difference in the payment, all right? That's 138.88 months, okay? Divided by 12 for years, okay? Number that pops out is 11.5-ish, all right? 11.5 years. So what does that mean, JP? What does it mean? It means if you were to put $50,000 less down, so you go 10%, but your payment, so you have an extra 50, but your payment's $360 more, okay? You're actually winning by 11.5 years. That's the simple break even, okay? There's a lot of other factors. This is the simple break even. You're winning by over 11 years by putting less money down and taking a higher payment. Boom, right? That could make sense, especially when you look at data where most people only stay in the home 5 to 7 years. Okay, could be longer. Again, everybody's different, right? That's why you got to talk to someone about your specific situation, all right? But this is here for options. Most people only live in a house 5 to 7 years, or only keep the actual loan they're in for 5 to 7 years, right? So if you're putting less money down in a simple world, all right, taking a higher payment, you're actually winning with all data shows us, okay? So play the odds here, okay? Maybe you put less money down. And the purpose is to show you with evidence, but also to tell you you don't need to put 20% down. Certainly could. Everybody's different. I get it. But you don't need to. And the evidence is there with statistics that shows us what most people do, all right? Could make sense to put less money down. You know, don't just think you need to save up 20% and push yourself out of the market and continue to rent. Because you know what the rate is for renters? 100%, where home buyers are in the 5s. I hope you have a great day. Later.
Hussbus bus stop.